Good morning, friends, and welcome to the pre-market view. We've seen good steady uptick in the US markets, and they were up about 0.3 to almost about 0.4%. Though the industrial data that came out from US was slightly weaker than expectations. European markets too were marginally up, anywhere from 0.2 to almost about 1%. And in an important data point, the GDP for UK has been revised upwards to about 0.5% as against the expectations of about 0.3% growth for next year. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, Japan is down almost about 0.7% after a sharp run up that we've seen over the past few sessions. And yen also has actually come up a bit to about 102 odd or thereabouts, and Hang Seng and other markets are marginally down. In terms of flows, friends, FIs were net buyers in the cash market to the tune of about 1443 crore. The domestic institutions were sellers to the tune of about 747 crore, and in the index futures, the FIs were net buyers to the tune of almost about 350 odd crore. And what a dramatic up move we've seen in our markets. Right from the word go, the market actually shot up right through the day, and the Nifty was up almost about 2.5%. The bank index or bank Nifty was up almost about 4%, and we've seen a major buying across index stocks. So the entire pack of PSU banks, private sector banks, something like HDFC Bank, and some of the other index heavyweights have seen a dramatic recovery. And what is important to note is that this was concentrated across those large cap quality stocks. We've not seen any major uptick in the mid cap stocks per se, and the volume was also on a higher side. So this kind of a sudden spike in the market has taken everybody by surprise, and depending upon where we stabilize, there is a possibility of some more up move in the index, because there could be a good amount of short covering at the index future level or at the option level. So this is something that we'll be watching out for. On that note, let me invite Sadhna to take us through important F&O cues, data and strategies that we can have in the F&O markets.
Good morning, friends. Let's have a view on derivatives. Yesterday, the benchmark indices witnessed an enthusiastic performance by rallying more than 2.5% and settled above the level of 6,100. On hopes that central bank will take note of falling inflation when discussing about the potential interest rate cuts. In this period, we have seen long positions were built up by market participants in yesterday's trade, as around 28 lakh shares were added in open interest, and Nifty futures premium also increased marginally from 10 points to 14 odd levels. And put call ratio also increased from 1.19 to 1.25, indicating put option has seen a good number of accumulation in open interest. As it is clearly visible, put option activity is widely spread from the strike of 5,900 to 6,400. And good thing is 6,200 has seen a good number of accumulation in open interest, as we see 238% rise in the open interest of 6,200 strike. And 6,100 call option as well as put option has seen a good number of accumulation. As we have closed above our weekly VWAP of 6,100, overall our bias for the market is positive. Our lower range for the market would be 6,100 and higher range would be 6,200. From intraday perspective, on pharma space, one can go long on Dr. Reddy with a stop loss of 2044.70, and one can go long on Hindustan Unilever with a stop loss of 580.30. Thank you.
Here are the important news and events that we are tracking today. First of all, the companies which will be announcing numbers today. Bajaj Auto, we are looking at a net profit of about 708 crore, and Satyam Computer or Mahindra Satyam is likely to report a net profit of about 315 crore. United Spirits came out with numbers today morning, and the numbers are looking slightly weaker than market expectations. They've reported a net profit of about 56 crore against the market expectations of about 70.6 crore, and the top line was at about 2060 crore as against about 1860 crore last year, and the company will also pay about 2.5 rupees dividend. So this stock could react a bit negatively in today's market in the morning session. There has been a reshuffling of MSCI India Index, and some of the companies which have been added to the India Index are Apollo Hospital, GSK Consumer, Oil India and Vocard. So expect some positive reaction in these stocks in today's market. Remember friends, this would be effective from 6th of June. So on that day there could be a good amount of interest in some of these stocks, and they are illiquid stocks, so it is not appropriate to kind of go aggressively in the market and buy in the morning itself. but one can really look at doing some small trading in these kind of stocks because of the liquidity factor. Similarly, Oil India has also been added to the MSCI Emerging Market Index, so expect some good action in Oil India stock. And some of the smaller companies which have been added to MSCI Small Cap Index are IRB, E-Clerks and JK Cement. Tata Motors, some negative news as the company reported about 7% fall in its global sales for the last month at about 81,241 units. So expect some negative reaction to the Tata Motors stock in today's market. L&T is looking at launching the first index-linked bond with a 10-year kind of a time frame, which would be issued at about 165 basis points above the WPI inflation. So this is something innovative, new product that the L&T is looking at launching. And Karnataka Bank is looking at doing a QIP to raise almost about 500 crores from the market. Tata Power, some positive news as the company is looking at doing a IPO for its clean energy company Tata Power Renewable Energy Limited next month. So one can go long on Tata Power with the stop loss of 92 and a target of about 97 to about 99. And Polaris, the IT services business, is being targeted by companies like HCL Tech and Mahindra Satyam, and the price range that the market is looking at is about 300 to about $350 million. So one can go long on Polaris with a stop loss of 95 and a target of about 100 to about 102. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a great trading session and see you tomorrow.